In this video, we're looking at the cosine rule, but for angles. So in the same way that the sine rule can be rearranged to allow us to find an unknown angle, so can the cosine rule. So the cosine rule can be used when given three sides of a triangle to find an unknown angle. So cos A equals a fraction, where b squared plus c squared minus a squared is our numerator, and 2bc is our denominator. Now again, remember 2bc is the same as having 2 times b times c, so it's important to remember when using a calculator to make sure you have multiplication signs in there. So when we go to label our triangle, it's the same way we've been labeling for our sine rule and our earlier cosine rule. A's are opposite, B's are opposite, C's are opposite, angles are capitals, and sides are lowercase. So we're going to jump in and look at an example. So here we have a triangle and we have three sides, so that's an indication that we're going to be using the cosine rule. We do have an angle, so now we know we're going to find that angle. So we need to find the value of alpha. So as always, we want to label our sides. Always label your unknown as your capital, as your A, and in our case it is capital A. Then there's our lower a, and B, C, it doesn't matter which one's which. We could have had the B with the 5. Again, it doesn't matter. As with most of these questions, I strongly suggest writing down the formula, so that's what I'll do now. So cos A equals B squared plus C squared minus A squared, all over 2BC. Now at this point, we're going to substitute all our values in. So cos A becomes cos alpha. B is our 7, so 7 squared plus 5 squared minus 10 squared, all over 2 times 7 times 5. Now, again, there's two ways you could do it. You could solve that fraction now, or you could hold off so you avoid a rounding error. But remember, you do have that answer button on your calculator you can use. But what I would be doing is I would be shifting our cos across by using inverse cos, because remember, we want that alpha by itself. So we get alpha equals our inverse cos, and then we have 7 squared plus 5 squared minus 10 squared over 2 times 7 times 5. You're going to place that into a calculator. Now remember, if you're trying to get your coses, it is your shift button, and then you press cos, and that gives you your inverse cos sign. Now again, that's if you're using Casio's. I'm assuming it's very similar to most brands. So now that we've done that, we can get an answer of 111 degrees.